Welcome to one more important module of C programming, that is control statements. Control statements enable us to specify the flow of program control. There are three types of control statements. The first is decision making statements, the second is iterative statements, and the third is jump statement. Decision making statements are used to make decisions based on the conditions. Iterative statements create loops in the program. It repeats the set of statements until the condition for termination is met, and the jump statement makes the control jump to another section of the program. So there are two decision making statements we are going to study in this module, that is if and switch statement. In the next module we will study about the iterative statements. They are while, do while and for statements, and next we will study about the jump statement. They are break, continue and go to. First, let's discuss about the different types of if statement. There are four types of if statements. First is simple if, then we have if else, the third is if else if, and the fourth is nested if. Let's have a look at simple if. You can see the syntax here. First we have to write if, then we have to mention the condition, and if the condition is true, the true statement part will execute. Here is the example. If A is greater than B, then this printf statement will print A is greater than B. In case of simple if, we are not mentioning the else part, but if we have false part, then what we should do? Then we should use if else. Here we are mentioning the condition. If the condition is true, the true statement block will execute. If the condition is false, then the false statement block will execute. Here is the example. We are comparing two variables, and if the first variable is greater than the second variable, we will print this message. If this condition is false, the control will come to the else part and this message will get printed. The else part is the optional part. Here we can check only one condition, but what if we have more conditions? In that case we should use if else if. You can see here we are mentioning condition more than one. This is the first condition. If first condition is true, the control will come to this block. If condition is false, again we are checking one more condition. If condition is true, the control will come to this block. Then one more condition we can add. In this way we can add n number of conditions. If all the conditions are false, then this will come to the else part and this block will execute. Here we can see one example. If I want to calculate the grade based on the marks, and there are many criterias, so in this case we can use if else if to calculate the grade depending on different conditions. There is one more variation with if else, that is called as nested if. If we are mentioning one more if else inside another if, that is called as nested. So here we can see one example. If age is greater than 18, then I have to apply one more condition. The age should be less than 50, then only you are eligible for working. If you are greater than 18 but you are not less than 50, then the age is not satisfactory. If this condition is false, means you are less than 18 years and you are not eligible for working. Let's study one more decision making statement, that is switch statement. In case of if there are many conditions, it will get complicated. In that case we can use switch statement. Switch statement takes the value of a variable and compare it with the different cases. Once the case match is found, a block of statements is executed. The default case is optional. Whenever the value of the variable is not matched with any case, then the default case will execute. Here we can see one example. I am taking one variable num. If the value of the variable num is 1, this block will execute. If value of num is 2, this block will execute. And you can see here we are adding one jump statement, that is break. So what is the use of break? After executing this block, I don't want to execute the rest of the blocks. That's why I am using break. Whenever the break is encountered, the control comes out of the loop, so it will come out of this loop. Let's implement the concept of if-else using program. In this program, we are checking whether the number is even or odd. So what is even number? The number which is completely divisible by 2 is even number. If it is completely divisible by 2, we will get the remainder 0. So how to take the remainder? Using modulus operator. So check the condition. If we will take the modulus by 2, we will get 0. Then it is even number, otherwise odd number. So let's code. Declare a variable of integer data type n, then take the input. Now use the if else to check the condition. If n modulus 2 is equals to 0, then the number is even. If this condition is wrong, control will come to else part and it will print the number is odd. Save the file, go to file, save file as, give any name, then click on build and run. You can see here the cursor is waiting for input. So I am going to enter an even number. So we are getting the message the number is even. We will check for odd. So enter any odd number. We are getting the message the number is odd. In this way we implemented the if else to check the number is even or odd. Let's see some more examples. Going to print the grade of a student in this program so that I can demonstrate the decision making statement if else ifs. Let's understand the concept. The first step is to take the marks of 5 subjects. Let me take the necessary variables. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 are used to take the marks for 5 subjects. TOT is a variable to calculate the total. In PER we will store the percent. Using printf statement, I am going to print the message and we are using scanf statement to take the input. The next step is to calculate total and percent. Sum up all the marks to calculate the total, and to calculate the percent, divide total by 5. The next step is to print the grade. Here is the list of the conditions. Let's check how to write if else to cover all the conditions. In the first condition, we are checking if percentage is greater than 100. If it is greater than 100, we'll get an invalid entry message. If this condition is false, the control will jump and come to the second condition. Here we are checking if percent is greater than 80. If it is greater than 80 and it is less than 100, then grade A will get printed. If the second condition is false, the control will come and check the third condition. The third condition is percentage is greater than 60. If it is greater than 60 but it is less than 80, then we'll get the message grade B. If the third condition is false, control will come and check the fourth condition. If percentage is greater than 40 but it is less than 60, grade C will get printed. If all the conditions are false, the control will come to the else part. Here we are printing the message fail. Let's save the file, go to file, save as, give any name. I'm going to give the name result.c. Now click on build and run. Let's enter the marks of 5 subjects. I am going to enter more than 100 so that we'll get the message invalid entry. Let me show for grade A. You can see here the grade A is printed. Let me enter one more set of values for fail. You can see here we are getting the message fail. In this way we tried for 3 set of inputs and we are getting the result depending on the percent. In this program we are going to use switch statement to print weekday for a given weekday number. Let's understand the concept. First we have to enter the weekday number. Let me declare the required variables. I am declaring one integer data type variable wday to enter the weekday number. Using printf statement, I am printing the message, and using scanf statement, I am taking the input. In the second step, we have to use the switch statement. You can see here when the value of wday is 1, it will match with case 1 and the Sunday will get printed. Similarly, if the value of wday is 2, it will come to the case 2 and the Monday will get printed. Similarly, it will match with the rest of the cases. If wday will not get the correct match, it will come to the default block and invalid weekday number message will get printed. You can see here we have used one jump statement, that is break. What is the use of break here? After printing the message, we don't want to print the rest of the cases. So whenever the control will come to the break statement, it will transfer the control out of the loop. In this way, we will get the required result. Let's save the file, give any name, click on build and run. In the first run, I am going to enter the value other than 127. So I am going to enter 10. You can see here we are getting the message invalid weekday number. In the second run, now I will give the value in between 1 and 7. So I am going to give 1. So you can see here we are getting message as Sunday. In this way you can try for other cases too.
Here are some simple programs. Try to write code to get better understanding of if and switch statement.
In this video, we learn about the different variations of if statements and switch statement. In the next video, I will be describing the different iterative statements. So see you in the next video.